In the room with us is Uncle Joe.
Hey.
Joe is celebrating a birthday today.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, you mentioned something as I was coming in, not because I was coming in, but you're doing your own this day in history, and this is when Otis Redding went down Lake Monona.
Right.
My cousin lived right on the edge of the lake, and I was up there gigging that night. But you said something I was completely unaware of. The Grim Reapers were supposed to open.
Right.
That's Rick Nielsen and Tom Peterson from Cheap Trick. And Rick could never understand why they couldn't get gigs with a name like that. But I did not know they were on the bill.
Plane crashers.
They're going to start playing retirement villages. It just matches up.
Billy, look at you.
How are you, man?
Not too bad.
Billy Gardell of Mike and Molly is
Yes.
in the room. Billy, welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having me. Welcome in, right? I'm very happy to be here and honored to see this guy. We're celebrating him today.
Still standing, I am.
You should be celebrated. You're a good man. They brought me in here to assassinate you, but I can't do it. You've never said a mean thing to me. You've never been bad to me.
I got to tell you, we were shooting a video. We shoot a lot of video on this to social media, get it up there.
Sure.
And they wanted me to be rude to him in a video.
Right.
And you...
No.
Look at that. You can't.
There's no dirt on him.
Can't be done.
Yeah,
There's no dirt on him. I know.
I just couldn't. I just told him, I said, just scrap the video. I can't do this.
You know, there's always something we could do that they used to do in the old days. We could just love them and be nice.
Yeah.
They don't do that anymore. I mean, we have to tear things apart.
There's no fun in
but
that.
We could actually just say what a great guy he is.
Now, Joe, along with Billy Gardell, we have a
absorbing.
mystery. We have a mystery guest
A mystery guest.
on the phone.
Don't look at
Let's
the
go.
phone.
Good morning, mystery guest.
Hello, Joe. How you doing? Hey,
Now-
Joe, listen, happy birthday to you, okay? Happy birthday. Listen,
the Pope.
Joe, do you remember when you were a little boy and you stole a microphone from my garage? You remember that?
No, sir, I sure don't.
And then you played the DJ for the whole family. You remember that?
No, I don't remember that at all.
Well, I know you remember that. You wanted to be big movie star radio guy back then when you were a little boy.
Yeah, but, dude, I grew up in the 60s. You expect me to remember too much?
Well, one day, I tell you, you were so depressed.
Yeah.
I told you, look, you just got to keep a believing, Joe.
Do you
And
know
you
who
should
the...
never stop a believing, you know?
Did you write the song on the piano or on the guitar? Which was it?
You know, Joe, I actually did write that on the piano.
Say good morning to Steve
I did have
Perry.
a little bit of help, though, with
Wow,
the
how
band.
about
Yes, I did.
Wow.
Great accent.
Wow, they let
How
you...
are you, Joe? Happy birthday
Thank
to
you.
you.
Thank you. They let you back in.
Yes, they let me back in. Now, yes. I think people don't know, but my name is Steve Perry. I used to be in a band, and Joe's been so kind to me for over the years.
Used to be
I mean,
in a
this guy
band.
has been the best.
Did you guys have a hit or two? You used to be in a band. My wife still flutters when she sees you at a baseball game.
That's what have you been up to?
You know, I'm in the studio, actually. I started, there's been so many rumors, going around that I'm in the studio. I've been in there for years. The truth is, I finally went into the studio in March, and I've been in there ever since just trying to finish this record.
When can we expect to hear said record?
I've asked myself that today. I mean, I certainly am looking forward to finishing it, put it that way. I want to get it done probably in the early part of this coming year.
Well, Steve, let me speak for Uncle Joe in that when said record is completed and ready, we have a nice warm chair in here for you to come
that
in.
would be great.
And we can feature the record, maybe even get you to play some of it live. We can come to
we can do that. We can do that. But let me tell you, today isn't about me. It's about Uncle Joe, Mark.
You're correct. You're correct.
It's about Joe, and this guy has been around forever, and I'm telling you, people out there in the radio world need to know something, that this guy is just an avid supporter of the soul of music. He really, really loves music and the people who make it, and he never gets into crappy controversies.
Yeah.
He just stays with, I think, the heartfelt soul of what music is about, and and I really appreciate that.
Well, those are good words, and I can tell you that I met Joe 30 years ago when we first started doing the morning show on KLOS, and he was doing nights. And for 30 years, I've known this guy.
Yeah.
And, when the Sound first called me about doing the morning show, Joe was currently doing it, and I was very concerned about that. And they said, no, we're going to move Joe. He's just going to move in the middays. He'll like it. And so they told him on a Monday, I believe it was, and I was going to wait the day, and then I was going to call him. He called me within 5 minutes after they told him and welcomed me to the.
He's a class act.
That's just
That's
the
what
guy.
I mean. You can't find no dirt on him. I met him 20
Well,
years ago.
I must tell you. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, Steve, I was just saying I'm a comic, and I met him 20 years ago outside the Ice House. And I think there might have been 8 people in the crowd that day. And it's just one of those nights where you're just reevaluating, wow, I really should have took like an English course at night or something. And, man, he came up to me, and there was nothing but positive energy. And he was like, man, listen, you're funny. Listen, I'm going to get me some of your recordings. I'm going to get you on the funnies, and I want to promote you. And tell me when you're out here, and I'm going to show up. And, when you come to Los Angeles, anyone who is kind to you is like
Yes.
But the beauty was he was so true to his word, man. I would come out there to the club and he would show up, always positive, always gave me some support when I couldn't draw flies back then, and he was putting me on the funnies, man. And
Now,
just
if
always
you've been an
felt-
wouldn't have happened.
He deleted you. He delayed Uncle Joe.
Joe, have you
It's
ever
his
been dumped
birthday.
out in your life?
I've been waiting all day for that.
He went a whole career without a cough button.
Now,
That's
Joe.
his first one.
Joe, what got you in trouble was the whole part.
Oh, I see.
That's what
The
got
whole,
you done.
yeah.
You can't put those two together. Now,
Like he doesn't
No,
know.
the
What
same
if I
thing.
say one and you say the other?
Same thing with Steve here. We first met in Milwaukee County Stadium. You're playing out there. He was looking over the crowd, and I was thinking, who's this little guy over here with a Portuguese accent? And it was, but he's a real human being, a real person. And there's a few people in the rock and roll business aren't.
Yeah.
Christian.
Well, Joe
So-
said, this little guy, nice nose. That's the first thing he said to me.
well, Joe, here's my question,
Yeah.
because there are two universal truths,
Uh-oh.
and they're both about guys. First of all, after a guy eats, within 10 minutes, he's going to take a crap. That's number one. Number
If
two,
everything's working correctly.
Yeah, if you're lucky.
and number two, women on their birthday, they want to go to a nice dinner. Men on their birthday, they want to get laid.
Yeah.
And I just want to make sure, of course, your lovely wife, Jan, can you still get it up? Are you still capable
Oh, my God.
of bringing
Mark,
things?
you have not lost
I'm going to jump out of this conversation right now. Show some respect to the man. It's 54 today.
See, I'm half Italian. He doesn't know.
The good half. The good half.
I got to tell you, when a guy like you, Uncle Joe, when people like Mr. Gardell and
I love him. Love him.
And Steve, when they come to your aid and say happy birthday, that's the measure of the man right there.
That means it so much.
Happy birthday, Joe.
Thank you, brother.
Did you hear the passion in that happy birthday?
Yeah.
Good God.
I know.
Well, listen,
Then
Joe,
I'm not going to hit him up for a backing vocal gig then.
I do need some low voices, though. I do.
Well, I got one of those. I had offered, you guys don't know this, years ago, because he's had his voice all the way along. I kept you just need to go out and do a couple shows. I'll introduce you.
yeah.
That right there
agree
will
with that,
guarantee
Pete.
it's,
Yeah.
why he never went on stage until the Eels approached him after the...
Well, Joe and I joke in the hallways, but it's true. When I first went to KLOS, Joe was there, and then Joe left, and I stayed, and then I left, and Joe came back, and then Joe left, and I left, and then we're both here again. It's just
You
what it
guys
is.
are like that dog and that coyote and that cartoon. Morning, Bob. Morning, Fred. You just keep passing each other every 5 years. All right, Bob. I'll see you later.
Joe, as a man who has known you for 30 years, the sincerest and happiest of birthdays.
Thank you,
my
brother.
friend.
It was fun introducing you on stage and telling all those lies the other night.
And Mr. Perry, I will look forward to seeing you in this room soon.
Yeah, we'll get together. Happy birthday again, Joe,
Thank you,
sincerely.
brother. Thank you very much.
All right, take care, guys.
Billy,
Right
feel
on,
free to
man.
stick around, and we're only got
That
a
was
few.
awesome. You can throw me out of here anytime. You know that.
Please stick around,
whenever
and we're
you
just
need.
gonna-
I'm here. I'm gone. Whatever you need. I'm so happy to come say happy birthday to you.
Mark in the Morning, followed by Uncle Joe at the 10 at 10 on 100.3 The Sound, Southern California's classic rock.